Okay, I forgot to start, but I'll start with some photos of what this originally looked like. So we have, you can see, I did a little bit of a test here to see what I had underneath these stairs. So I can see there's some damages that are going to have to get fixed, but I'm going to let that go until after we get the ceiling done. We're going to get this all redone. It used to just have basically fluorescent lights in the two spots, just like this side has. But you can see going through and fixing everything here. And I did find a structural issue here that we're getting corrected because this was not supported. So I'm actually going to be making a beam in here to redistribute this load. But you can see where we're at right now. And we got all the wiring fixed up, all covers back on places that didn't have them. And now we're going to move on to finishing cleaning up and then more of the wiring. All right, first thing we're doing, I'll go ahead and we're spray painting this white so that way I can get all the fumes out of here. So I got most of it painted. I ran out of paint, so I'm gonna have to do more, but I gotta get some more bars for over here. And the ones that are missing, I'll just go ahead and paint those later. I do have a fan running with my filter on the back, so this can suck in all the fumes. All right, you can see roughly what we're doing with the ceiling. I got this one marked out. And then really I just used the razor blade and a pair of scissors and actually trimmed this out carefully. So now that I got this one done and centered and everything works perfect for it, I'm gonna pull this one back out and use a template for all my other lights. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll get more of these up and we'll come back. All right, and what I mean by template for those, what I'm going to do is literally take this other one that I just cut, lay it on top, and you can see now it's actually in there nice and tight. So literally you're just going to trace with a pencil, and that is going to give me the exact same marking on each one. So we're going to go ahead and do that for a few more here, and then we'll be back. All right, the way I've been doing these actually has been working pretty well. Is literally I'm just using an X-Acto knife, basically cut my line around, and once I get that depressed down in, I'll just go over one spot until it pops all the way through. And then let me come back, I'll do that and I'll come back and show you. All right, you can see I got a little bit here. I was a little over anxious and cracked it a little bit, but that's towards the inside, so that doesn't even matter. But what I was talking about is get underneath here, and I've gone around and scored this pretty deep all the way around. So now I just want to get my blade and gently follow my line around. And you can see it just kind of follows the groove that I already have in there. And I'm just going to do that all the way around until you get it done. Got a little bit more done since the last time I updated. You can see I got some more of the tiles up in the over here. I did put this pole in because I found that this coming across was not really supported here. So they basically had this just nailed into a beam here that was running to that support and then all the way over to the wall. So to help this, I basically put this pole here to kind of cantilever everything off of this. And so now it goes from that wall to this pole and then out to here. So now this should help stabilize the floor a lot more. And now we're over to here where we gotta figure out what we're doing, because originally this pipe used to stick out of the wall and they had a little raised section going around the whole thing. Now I only have a little bit of a raise at the top, so I can just do a little bump right around the corner there. And this is just for the drain for the, yeah, this is the drain for the washer. So we're gonna go ahead and figure out how to do this drywall, and I'm gonna finish taking the rest of this stuff out of here. All right, I've got this little part here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna put a nailer on here, get a piece of drywall to basically match it up as best I can, and then we'll move up to doing the top piece. All right, as with any other place that, you know, has been touched in the walls, you can see it's been re-insulated now. So even down below, this has all been redone, refilled in. I'll probably try to touch this up a little bit more too, and then we're gonna go ahead and get a piece of drywall for it. Okay, got the bottom piece on, so you can see what I'm gonna do here. So I'm gonna do it this way. I will put a piece of drywall on this bottom, and then I'm going to put another piece going across the top. But now I just got to get my other to match up above on there. So that way I can basically just cap this off and cap it. And then we'll go ahead and get the edge put on again for the drop ceiling. And I do have the drywall done up. I will fill in a little bit better with around there with some of the joint compound stuff, but this was all pieced together from scrap I had. I wasn't going to get a full sheet just to try to fill in this little spot. So now we got up there. Now you can see what I was talking about. We have that on here. So that way this will all be covered. And what I'm going to do is on the piece of drywall that's going to go on here, I'm actually going to have a trim piece with screws in it. So this piece of drywall can actually come off if you ever need to access this for the clean out. A little update. We got drywall is all up now. You can see around here still. I did a little bit of joint compound, but I ran out. So we actually went out and got some more. But I did get the rest of the ceiling tiles in all the way up to here. So now this whole part of the ceiling is done. And you can see I did get the pole in. And what I ended up doing was recessing my head down inside of it. And there is a threaded rod all the way through this entire thing, holding it all tight together. So now when I get my wood filler, I can just fill over that and you'll never see it. All right, I'll update you later. Anybody else use newspaper for drywall? Okay, I got everything up now. You know, the first coat on. So there's going to be 2 more after this. Is just the first initial to get the newspaper bonded in. So the seams are done on that now. All right, new day update. Got the last and final coat of the drywall on. So this is the 3rd coat. The white streaks are just from, I was doing painting in the stairwell. So you can see what it looks like now. Because this is the stairwell now. I still got to change out the light, but you can see I got this trim here on the sides. I got the first coat on, and I actually got the big beam down the middle, the first coat of white on that now too. And you can see the hole that used to be right there is now filled in. So progress is made. Okay, another update. I got ceiling tiles down. I still got to paint this half yet, but I got to move all that. But in the process of doing that, I found that the electricians that came in before literally had this main power line just kind of laying in here. So now we're going to go ahead and actually get this fastened back up, and I'll show you what I do. All right, you can see it's all tucked up in there nice and neat now. And what I did is I actually ended up going through, and you can see here's one of the clamps that I used. And might not be the best thing, but that's what we used for it. What do you think? Okay, you can see progress being made. As far as the lights, I need to get a box to cover that. And I got one more to chain off of this one for over in this corner. But this is a pretty good stopping point for the day. All right, update. Got all the bars all painted white now. All the lights installed. And tomorrow I'm going to be picking up a cover for the junction box up here. All right, that's pretty much it for right now. Okay, you can see the last of the tiles are all done now. I got a second coat of paint on all of this here and all the trim up here in the stairwell also. So now that's actually starting to look pretty good. I might just need to go over it one more time. That'll be good. But now we're going to start on these stairs.